Hey y'all, welcome to Bea Finds Joy, where we are unapologetically living a joyous life boldly. And today we are going to be talking about where the money at. Where is the money? Where is your money? Where is my money? We're figuring out how much money we have to work with to get us ready to creating this budget. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, this video is in a larger series called the Bold Budget series, where we are working to create a bold budget. It is a 5-week series. There are going to be many videos that go along with it to get us ready to go, walking you step by step to creating a bold budget. And a bold budget is one that you believe in, one that's objective, one that you can leverage, and one that you can depend on. And all of those components really help to create a budget that you can use in your everyday life. And so as I am working to revamp and to refresh our family's budget, I'm walking you through the steps as I'm doing it along with you. So today's video is all around understanding, determining, identifying what your income is, as well as what are your daily expenses that you typically spend money on. And so I'm going to walk you through the process of how I determine that because it's going to be essential as we work towards creating this budget. We got to know how much money we're working with, what we spend money on typically to create a budget that works for us. So if you want to be a part of this Joy crew, if you're working to get your budget together, if you want to just hang out with your girl, make sure that you like and comment this video. Make sure that you subscribe, join this fam. We have fun over here. And like always, this video is about to be lit. This video is about to be hype. This video is about to be fire. And just to also let you know, you're gonna see me in this outfit for a couple of videos because I am bulk or batch recording. I want to make sure I get some of these videos recorded, edited, and ready to go, so that way you're not waiting on me. Yeah, so if you see me in the same outfit, don't judge a girl, all right? Just hang out, just like it, and yeah, it is what it is. Am I ashamed? Definitely not. I have my water here with me. As you can probably hear from my voice, I'm getting over a sinus infection, so your girl has to stay hydrated. You might hear a rogue cough here and there, but we're gonna make this thing happen. Are you ready to go? Let's do the thing. All right, so in all of my videos, you know that the first half is educational, informational. I give you the information, and then the second half is that you see the application. So I'm actually going to be walking you through the exact steps that I did to figure out where the money at. Where the money at? Where the money at? All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about is your income. Now, everyone's income is going to be different. My income is going to be different than your income. Your income is going to be different than your neighbors, anybody else's, right? That should be self-explanatory. Within the income, for anyone that's going to be working with identifying what is your baseline income, this is going to be the same for thinking about figuring out your standard expenses throughout the month. The first thing that you need to do is to go onto your bank statement. Wherever you, get your money to a bank account, I need you to go to that account, go to that portal, and look to see on your paydays, on average, how much you bringing in. And this is going to be really important because some people know for a fact they're getting the same amount to the cent every time they get paid. Some people get paid on a weekly basis. Some people get paid on a monthly basis. Some people get paid twice a month. Depending on where you are at, what I want you to do is go on to whatever banking system that you have, or if you get paid in cash, I guess, hopefully you're writing things down or you just know, but most people will probably get all of their things through a direct deposit. Go on to your banking portal, look at your account, and to see on average how much are you bringing in every time you get paid throughout the month. So if it's once a month, on average, how much are you getting? If you get paid twice a month, take both of those numbers, put them together. If you get paid every week, add up all of the weeks and what on average is your monthly expense. Now you might be saying, Brittany, my pay varies per month. You might be work on commission. You might have different circumstances. What I want you to do is look for the past 3 to 6 months, if you can. Go back, you're gonna have to do a little bit of digging, but for the past 3 to 6 months, on average, how much are you typically bringing home? What's that base amount that no matter what, you can bet that you're going to have at least this amount of money coming into your account from a work that you have done, a service that you have been able to provide that you get paid for? How much on average is that? So that is going to be what your income is. You probably already knew what that was. But for those that we're just walking through the steps, we're going to do it all the pieces. We're going to talk through all the pieces. And so that is what we are going to be using as your base income for this budget. On a monthly basis, how much can you say 100% that you are going to be getting per month? That's your income. So now that we've identified what your income is, the next thing that's really going to be important as we think about creating this budget is, what do you spend your money on? So you have what's coming into your account, and that's your income, whether it's from your full-time job, part-time job, you got a side hustle. On average, how much are you making monthly, and how much is hitting that account on a monthly basis? The next part is your expenses. So what are you using your money on? That's going to be key. And there's a couple of reasons why it's really key for us to understand what we spend our money on. First of all, it's for records. Where's your money going to? Do you know what you are spending your money on? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The second thing that is really helpful when we are tracking expenses is to really look to see, am I spending too much money on groceries? Am I spending too much money on eating out or entertainment? Or do I have 15 subscriptions that I don't even use maybe 5 of them that maybe I can take away? And so tracking expenses really helps to identify our spending habits. And within those spending habits, it allows us to figure out, do we need to make some changes, some modifications to our spending habits to get us to create a budget that's going to work for us, to get us to creating a budget that's going to help us towards our financial goals. If we have subscriptions that we don't use, $15 here and there, that you don't even watch Hulu, or you're not even going to the gym right now, you could be using that $15, $30 to go towards your savings, to go towards your debt goals. It's really simple to do, but the thing that I think many people don't sit down and take the time to do is to figure out where your money is going and to make the necessary changes to help us to reach our financial goals. And that's the main point of budgeting. The main point of budgeting is to help us to reach our financial goals. If we don't know where our money is going, then we can't take the steps to get us towards reaching our goals. So this full video is going to be showing you what it actually looks like to identify specifically those spending habits on those expenses that happen throughout the month. So that's the education part of the video. So that part's pretty quick and easy. Income, the money that comes into your account, the money that you receive for your job, for the service that you provide. Expenses, what do you spend your money on? And the reason why we track expenses, and that I'm encouraging you to track your expenses, is to help you identify and know where your money is going, but also to figure out ways that you can modify and adapt your spending habits to help you to reach your financial goals. The next part of this video is the application, and this is the part that I'm really excited to talk you through the process of how I do it. And so what I'm going to be showing you is, and this is the part where you're going to be using your bold budget workbook. If you want to download the free PDF, the description of how to do that is down below. It's a free PDF that coincides with every one of these videos, and it's pretty much a workbook to get you towards, in the end, creating that bold budget. So in the workbook, you are going to be on page, let's see, page 9 in your workbook, and it's activity number 1, income and expense tracking. So get your workbook together. When we come back, I'm gonna actually have you looking down at my workbook with me, and I'll walk you through the steps of how to track your expenses and show you what I have learned throughout the process of doing it myself. The one thing that I would say is that the best way to track expenses and to track your spending habits is to do it for at least 3 months. So going into your banking portal, your credit cards, anything that takes money from your account, whether it's your credit card, your bank statements, those things along those lines, and pull your monthly statements for the past 3 months. For this video's purposes, I only pulled my expenses for April. So I'm only going to show you 1 month of what our expenses look like. But for your purposes, I would suggest, to give you a better idea and give you a more holistic picture of your spending habits, is to do at least 3 months prior to the month that you're in. So right now we are in the month of May. So I would suggest doing April, March, and February. Whichever month you're watching this video, do 3 months worth of expense tracking in that. So what I did, I went to my banking portal. I got my bank statements for my credit cards as well as my regular checking account. I downloaded the bank statement for the month of April. What I was originally going to do was print out the statement that it comes in like a PDF, but it's a lot of paper, and then afterwards I'm like, what am I going to do with it? So what I did is I actually was able to put it into, you can export it as an Excel, and so I put it into an Excel spreadsheet, and that's how I went about tracking my expenses in this workbook, is that I actually just pulled it up on my laptop in this Excel, downloaded it as an Excel spreadsheet, and used that to mark my expenses in the workbook. Whichever way works best for you. If you want to print it out, do that. If you want to just have it as an Excel spreadsheet, or if you still get the paper statements in the mail, you can find them. Whichever way works for you, I'm going to recommend. But I just found, for me personally, it was just easier for me to put it in an Excel spreadsheet and then use the Excel spreadsheet to move everything over. Now, some people might feel that moving everything over to writing it in this format is counterproductive. I technically don't feel that it's that way, because there's something about writing, y'all know me, there's something about writing stuff down and seeing it like in paper in real life rather than on like a computer. You can print it out, it gives you that same effect. But for some reason, like me writing out, for example, you'll see when we do it, Wawa 15 million times was a thing in my head, like, dag, girl, you went to Wawa way too many times. We might need to reevaluate your spending habit in that specific area. So I would recommend, this is just my recommendation, you do you, boo-boo, but I would recommend that you write everything down, whether you're doing it from an Excel spreadsheet or if you print out your statement or have the statements ready to go. There's something about writing it down and seeing what you are spending your money on, like, in real time. I don't know, it's like, again, that's like psychological thing. Definitely doesn't impact on me, but you do what you would like to do. So I'm going to move into the overhead shot, and then we're going to go, actually, I'm going to walk you through my expenses, and we're going to see where we are at and talk through how I'm going to use this to help me create this bold budget moving forward. All right, so we are on page 9 in our bold budget workbook, and the activity, like I said, is income and expense tracking. Instructions say use your statements, bank, credit card, loans to track your expenses. We'll be talking about the category in the notes section in a little bit, so if you don't get to that part, don't worry, it's actually going to be coming up in our next couple videos. So what I want to show you is the template that I am giving you in this workbook that I recommend, even if you don't have this workbook, that you can use on your own on a piece of paper. You can just write these headings, the date, expenses, the amount, the category, and then the notes. So like I said, for this video, I am only going to be tracking my expenses for the month of April. What I did, like I said in the first part of the video, is I went onto my bank account, my standard banking, and looked at my statements for that, as well as my credit cards. I compiled everything together, and then I wrote everything out in this template. When it was all said and done, there was about 150 different expenses that happened, or transactions that happened throughout the month of April. And it's just really interesting to see on a monthly basis how much you spend and what you spend your money on, right? And so what I'm going to quickly just do is kind of like walk you through what some of this is like for us, and then show you what I'm noticing that I can modify moving forward. So for April 1st, there was a lot of expenses. Wawa, 454, like a lot of eating. Amazon was another one. Cleaners and haircut. Food, Amazon. We have a bill, so a gym membership. On the 2nd, a credit card payment, so that was a bill. Gas, food. There's throughout the month, there's a couple of like money sent through maybe like Cash App or Venmo. If you see a CC, it means that it was like a credit card expense. Some of my like monthly bills are on the credit card, so like on my Adobe is on that. Interest, which is interesting. I also will track when money is coming into the account. So I sold something on Mercari, so I got $11. Someone sent me $21.65 through Venmo. Another thing that you'll notice as you're looking through my expenses is that Apple comes up a lot. I have a lot of monthly charges for Apple, for like Apple Music or the iCloud. It's crazy how much. Some doctor's appointments, Target, Amazon, some bills are there. Like another dentist appointment, some more food, another gym, some parking, another parking garage, a bank rewards. So this was a deposit, so I forgot to write that. Let's see, payday. So this was the first, no wait, was there a payday before? Let me see. Yeah, so this was a deposit too. So this was my pay. $410 came in for my part-time job. My husband, this is his. I don't share my husband's income. That is just something that we agreed upon when I first started this channel. I share a lot on here, but the one thing that I said I would keep confidential is how much money hits his account. So for his pay, it is what it is. Take it as you leave it. But like, if you've been around for a minute, this is not new to you. If this is one of your first time watching my videos, we've just decided, as I share our finances on YouTube, the one thing that I won't share is what our mortgage is, as well as my husband's income. So just throwing that out there. I got my nails done, some clothes, my student loan, my Invisalign, some beauty stuff. So this is going to be like an anomaly. So we went on vacation and I calculated all the expenses that we had on the vacation with excursions and different other things that went on. That was $1,340. Whew. Cash App, I don't even know what that was, but great. This is another one of my paydays. Yeah, so as you go through like memberships, credit card payments, our life insurance, some, this is also what I show. Interest charge, $107. Late charge, $38. That's because I didn't pay it on time. And that is why it's so important to know when things come out, the bills are due, because when it's not, then you get charged craziness. So when I went through and added up all the expenses, like I said, it was 104. The Excel line that it got to was 145. Total expenses was $8,000, which is crazy to say, $8,224.52. When you subtract that from the vacation, which again, that was an anomaly, because we went on vacation. We went to the Bahamas. It was awesome. Awesome. If I subtract that, typically we would be around like $6,800. There's some tuition in there for my son's daycare. So typically on average, we are around like $6,500, $7,000 for all of our expenses. Now, keyword is now. What I want to go through is mark how many times some of the standard expenses that kept coming up, how many times that happened. And I want to just, for example, talk about, let's just say Wawa, because Wawa comes out many different times for the month of April. So this is the first time. So we're just going to calculate it. So $4.54 plus, this is the second time, that's $2.01. And this is also want to preface that this is both for my husband and I. So we share an account. So this is 3, so that's $15.65. This is 4, so that's $9.88. So this is 5, and this might have been gas, but still, I'm just gonna keep it as just Wawa for all the Wawa expenses. This one's probably gas too, but that's all right. We'll just 6 plus 38.52, 7 plus 17.98, 8 plus 30.44, 9 plus 5.69, 10 plus 38.11, 11 plus 5. Oh, dag nabbit. All right, so I'm gonna do it again. All right, so what was that? I went to Wawa. Well, we went to Wawa 11 times in the month of April. So let's calculate. So 533 plus 38.11 plus
569 plus 30.44 plus 17.98 plus 38.52 plus 25 plus 9.88 plus 15.65 plus 201 plus 4.54.
almost $200 went to Wawa in the month of April. Now, again, typically the ones that are in like the 30 range is probably gas, but there wasn't that many of them. I could maybe be putting an extra, let's say $100 towards my savings goals or towards an additional debt payment. That's just one. Let's do Amazon, because Amazon's on there again another amount of times. So again, another $200 spent at Amazon. Now some of this stuff I probably needed, but did I need everything? Probably not. Probably not. The one that which we'll talk about in a second, when we are breaking down our categories, is looking at how much we eat out. Let's just calculate how many times we have a food related expense on here. So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, what is it that 18? This is my guess. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
30. So 30 times. Now I did add in like groceries, because for my food, it's like restaurants, groceries, 30 times. Now, that is because your girl don't really cook. I don't really cook that much. But when we, not in this video, but we're going to be calculating what my food number is. It's just going to be crazy. 30 times. Well, might as well just do it now. Let's do it now. Out of my budget, about $1,200 went to just food. Y'all, there's only 2 of us that really eat anything, because my son, I mean, he eats, but he's a really picky eater. There's no reason why we should be spending almost $1,200 on food. There's no reason why. If I break it down more, you can see how much we spend on just restaurants. And so what we'll be talking about is breaking up your expenses into categories. And these categories will be really helpful as you think about your budget, because you can say that you want, $100 to go towards eating out per month. You want $800 to go towards or $600 to go towards your groceries. Depending on how we're going to break out your budget, this is when we can make those changes and modifications to our budget to help us stay within our budget, because only spent $800 on eating out, I would have almost $400 that can go towards my financial goals. Again, the goal is to get us towards reaching our savings goals, debt payoff goals, investing goals, whatever goals you have financially. What would an additional $10? You might not think an additional $10, $15 is much. When I tell you it is, and it adds up, it definitely is. But for me, what would an additional $400 look like for me paying off my debt or getting closer towards my savings goal look like if I can just stay within the budget? And so realistically, that is where we have to really sit down and identify, like, can I comfortably live within $800? Yes, girl, yes. You did not need to go to Wawa 10 times. You did not need to get them cheesesteaks for almost $40 when you could have just meal prepped, ate at home, and saved some ducats. So that is what this video is about. It's really, and I want you to do is taking the time to sit down, writing out your expenses, and to really see where is your money going? And are you happy with where your money is going? We want this budget to allow us to give us joy, right? And so does eating out bring us joy? Yes. And we still want to be able to do it. But there's a way that we can go about doing it that I can still find that happiness in eating out while still staying within the budget. So that is the video for today. Let me know how your expense tracking goes. Again, my recommendation would be to do this for about 3 months, just to see on average monthly how much you do. This video was just for the month of April. And y'all, we are doing the thing to get us towards creating the budget. And we can't create the budget without knowing what our income is and knowing what our expenses are. And the next thing we're going to be talking about is figuring out how do we determine what are fixed expenses in our budget and variable expenses within our budget based on typically what we do on a monthly basis. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and comment. Please subscribe, join the Joy crew. I would love to have you hang out with me and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya. Bye-bye.